When you were first broached with the topic of putting on the uniform, the speed skating uniform, what did you think?
I thought, will I use a pair of tube socks or a gherkin to stuff my ensemble?
Did you need help getting into the suit?
They actually just paint it on. It's all just latex. They dip you, and then they apply the decals later.
Well, I noticed it looked like...
Actually, the nice thing about it is that, I don't know if you guys are married, but if your wife wears a pair of Spanx to hold things together, it's like an all-over head-to-toe man spank. It's a mank. People said to me, "That's not your body." I'm like, "That's my body under 50 pounds of pressure per square inch."
It looked like a battle of a bulge, though.
A little bit.
Yeah, but
it gives me the nice thing about Lycra is that it gives me the illusion of a physique.
When you want to, when you're sponsoring the Olympic team,
yes.
Did you think about?
Wait, let's go over that again.
Okay.
I'm sponsoring the Olympic team. I think we're burying the lead there.
Okay. Well, why don't you clarify exactly who and what you're sponsoring?
The U.S. speed skating team lost their sponsor, which was this Dutch bank, DSB, when they went ash can because of the banking crisis. And it was late in the season. They had no hope of getting a sponsor on that scale. And I asked the Colbert Nation, which is who my fans are, if we could step up and sponsor them. Since we're our own nation, I thought we should field our own team at the Olympics. And God bless them, everyone. They came through. We've almost made it to $300,000, which is the amount of money that the team had lost. And now they're skating all over the world in the World Cups with Colbert Nation on their thighs, on their chest, on their helmets, on their rock-hard, oak-hard thighs.
I thought maybe on their rear ends, because they're speed skaters, maybe your picture on their rear end.
I would love that. I would love to have my picture on Apollo Ono's butt cheek. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
You could snap a pool cue over that thing.
But that way you're
That would make a great cover of Sports Illustrated. Me snapping a pool cue over Apollo Ono's butt.
You would have these other countries.
Yes.
Basically, staring at your face as the speed skaters went by.
Of course, because they'd be blowing by the competition.
Yes, absolutely.
My face on their butt would be like a booster.
Can you skate?
I grew up in South Carolina. Skates are the sharp things, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay, good.
What do you think of Tiger's strategy if you compared that to politicians?
Destroying his life?
Well, but politicians...
I think it's a bold strategy, actually.
Okay.
I'm down on Accenture and Gillette for dropping him.
Why?
Well, I suppose I can understand Gillette, because if you look at some of the women that he slept with, that may not be the best a man can get. But Accenture, they're a consulting firm. Tiger was just taking risks. You've got to be able to, play from the rough, and he clearly has been playing rough.
But if you look at these politician strategies, Stephen, should Tiger adopt what maybe the governor of South Carolina, Sanford?
Should he have just said he was playing the Appalachian Trail?
Yeah.
Sorry, honey. No. I was just way in the rough.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, should he take the politician's lead and meet people in the bathroom?
Yeah, but should he get out in front of it? Because if you were giving advice as a member of the media covering a story like this and you're involved in a scandal, what would you advise him to do?
I would advise him to come on my show to talk about it. Wouldn't you advise him to come on your show to talk about it?
Yes, I did. I have a couple. People keep saying, let him go on Oprah's show. Aren't you going to feed him to the sharks if he goes on Oprah's show?
Gosh, I don't know. Going on The View would being fed to the sharks.
No, the Joyce Behar and Whoopi, I don't think they would rough him up, would
blood
they?
in the water.
No, Elizabeth Hasselbeck would.
Just bits of him would float to the surface.
Maybe if you go on Larry King.
Mm-hmm. Well, Larry is the Great American Confessional. I can't wait till I have a scandal. Larry says he's keeping the seat warm for me whenever my hideous confession comes along.
Well, who has that first, you or maybe John?
Who gets Tiger, or who gets the scandal first?
Who gets the scandal first? You or Jon Stewart?
Well, I know I've done some hideous things that it were better my mother had not born me. But, John's a bigger name, so I'll let him go first.
What about Oberman?
Keith Oberman?
Yeah.
Keith's insane. Like, really dangerous to himself, insane. Save his urine in a jar is insane. But I watch him. I watch him every night.
Well, why do you say he's insane?
Have you watched his show?
I worked with him.
Have you seen his show?
I worked with him for 25 years.
Uh-huh. And that's why you're being nice.
Well, you know what?
He's hide under your desk kind of crazy. That being said, I'm a big fan. I don't want him to take that the wrong way.
He probably will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he probably will. Now, you're
the nice thing is he doesn't have an overblown sense of himself. But he doesn't take himself too seriously. That's what's nice. He doesn't feel like he's changing the world. That's what's nice. It's the humility he brings to his job. That's what I love.
Who has more humility, Keith or Bill O'Reilly?
Well, Papa Bear's made of humility. Papa Bear is a servant of the people. He's just a blue-collar Joe, okay? Grew up in Levittown. He's just out there looking after you. He's got your back. Now, that also means he's looking over your shoulder, but the point is he's got your back.
What about Glenn Beck?
The Silver Gopher. Glenn's a very gifted broadcaster, and once again, I am also a very, very big fan. I think that every day Glenn just climbs the genius tree and puts that rope around his neck and jumps right out.
What about Rush Limbaugh?
I don't know who that is. I've never
heard of him?
I've never heard of Rush Limbaugh. I don't know who that man is. I'm sorry.
He's Stephen Colbert from the Colbert Report, joining us at the Dan Patrick Show. He is sponsoring the U.S. speed skating team.
The Colbert Nation is sponsoring the speed skating team, actually. Exactly. It's not about me. It's about them. My name just goes on their bodies.
Are you going to Vancouver?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to Vancouver. I am going to Vancouver. I'm an official ombudsman for the Olympic speed skating oval. I've been appointed to be an ombudsman so I can check out the ice for the American team. That's official. They sent me that pink toque and everything that I'm supposed to wear.
Were there any members of the speed skating team who didn't like the offer that you made by Colbert Nation to sponsor the team?
I think they all liked it. Now, Mr. Shawnee Davis and I have had our differences.
Okay, why?
I don't know why. Okay, I'm a big fan of Shawnee. We're all pulling for him. He did call me a jerk. But I have challenged him to a speed skating race to settle our differences. And all I asked for was a 1,000-meter head start in the 500-meter. I'll start skating, and then I'll call him on my cell phone once I've started to let him know he can start getting dressed.
Who's the athlete you want on your show aside from Tiger?
I would like to have Jordan on.
What would you ask him?
Can I touch you? Can I stroke your head? I lived in Chicago for 11 years, so my love is just osmotic. I don't really follow sports.
But what about Tom Brady? Would you want to?
I've had dinner with Mr. Brady.
And
he's very handsome.
Did you bring your wife with you?
No. Oh, no. No, I did not.
You can get lost in his eyes, Stephen.
Mm-hmm. You really can. And his chin and his dimples and his neck. There's no part of him you couldn't get lost in. He's a wilderness.
Do you get a gold medal if anybody from the U.S. speed skating team wins a gold medal?
I'm going to say yes, and let's see what happens. I'm going to get a gold medal no matter who wins, because if I'm in Vancouver, I'm just going to, when the other team is tearing up over the national anthem, I'm just going to snatch that thing and run for the border.
Do you have a theme song? With Colbert Nation, don't you have, instead of the national anthem, what will they play?
Do. Yeah. We do. Do you want me to hum my theme song?
Yes, let me hear.
Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. It's called Baby Mumbles, and it's by Cheap Trick.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, good luck in Vancouver.
Oh, thank you very much. Good luck to America in Vancouver.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Dan.